Welcome back to Lifestyle Locker Radio. This is episode 173, and we're going to be talking about Elevate OCR training, trail running, falling on your ass, and more. So stay tuned. We'll see you in a sec. Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Hant, and welcome to Lifestyle Locker Radio, where we help you create an awesome life and lifestyle. From nutrition to fitness, mindfulness to peak performance, and relationships to money mindset, we bring you on an amazing journey to help you unleash your human potential. What's going on, Locker Nation? I'm pumped that we get to have this conversation today. We're going to talk about a bunch. We're going to talk about training in and out of the gym. We're going to talk about some injury. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about giving people the bird, the middle finger, right? You'll see why in a minute. So I want to give a shout out to my new buddy. His name is Clay. He runs a group called Elevate OCR. It's an actual athletic training group. So it's a training group. An OCR stands for obstacle course racing. And his home base for this, for the indoor work, is at UFC Gym in New City. So for those of you, I'm going to give you the shout out here. For those of you that are in New City, in Rockland County, in the surrounding area, and you want to have some really great training, you definitely are going to want to check this course out. And I had a patient I was talking to about this training that I ended up doing, and he goes, "Isn't it cool when you open your mind up to new things, what is possible?" And I said 100%. Was at first I'm like, I don't need to do that. I've done all these Tough Mudders and all these types of things. But it was an amazing experience. So before we get into the OCR training that we did, I met up with Clay and his group. They did a little trail run by our house, or by my house, I should say, and probably by his house too. But we did this trail run. He had a group of about 30 plus people there. Absolutely awesome. They did their thing. I just started doing loops. There's 1 mile incline loops of, I think about 300 feet, vertical feet up per loop, per mile. And it was good. I had a great time, and it was my first trail run, at least as technical as this one was, with post-knee injury, and I felt really, really good. And just to I did about 5 laps, which is, I think, what did we do? I think they're 1.1 mile or something like that per loop. But I did my last loop and a half holding a 10 or 15 pound sandbag that this guy Clay handed me. He goes, it'll make you run faster. Well, on the downhill, it definitely flew more. But it was great. I had a good time. And after that, I'm like, dude, we need to go for a run. Let's do a little bit distance. So he's like, sweet. We set it up. We did a trail run, I think just shy of 7 miles, and on the pretty good technical run, some fast spots, some slow spots, some scrambles. And so to give you an idea, just I want to paint this picture in your head. We're running on Friday. The Thursday before the run, it pours. I'm like, you know what? You always got the right gear. You're okay. Weather doesn't make a difference, whether it's raining, snowing, cold, hot. So we go out, but Friday morning, so it went from like 40 degrees and pouring rain on Thursday to I think 17, 18, 14, whatever degrees it was in the morning on Friday. And we met up at 8:30 at the trailhead and went for a run. So it was his first time running the trail, so I took the lead just to make sure we stay on track, even though he's a faster runner than me. We took off, and we're going, having a blast. We get to one end, on our way back, I get us lost, and, I was joking, and this is when you put stuff out to the universe, it listens. So be careful what you put out into the universe, thought-wise, right? Or even what you say that comes out of your mouth. We're walking up this steep incline or whatever it was as we're getting lost or down or decline. And I'm like, man, we can't fall here, but as if one of us breaks a leg or something, that's a long carry out of here. Like, you have to drive a car down here to get us, and it would be pretty darn hard to do. So minutes, maybe 10 minutes after this, we're lost. We're trying to find the trail markers again. And I go to step off this ledge, this rock, maybe a foot or two, and I didn't move the leaves, or I didn't see this. It wasn't clear. I slipped on a piece of ice, or I shouldn't say piece. The whole rock was beautiful. It was nice and shiny when I look back at it, covered, just like plate of ice, like bulletproof. So I slipped, fell on my ass, bruised the crap out of my ass. But on the way down, I jammed my left middle finger so freaking hard. It hurt. It really hurt. I shook it off right off the bat, like, okay, I got to get moving before my butt muscles start to seize up. But I felt okay. My spine felt okay. I knew I was definitely going to be misaligned after that fall, because it was an unusual amount of force, 190 pounds coming hard down to a rock in one shot, in my butt. Yeah, there's something going to happen. So nonetheless, we get going. I don't run as fast as I probably could have at the end. Clay at the end, once we're on the trail, and go get some food, have a nice breakfast after the meal. I can't believe the place didn't kick me out, man. I know I was stinky, man, after that good run. But I'm like, my finger's sensitive. And woke up the next morning. Oh, and he invited me to go do the Elevate OCR class the next morning. So I'm like, sweet, I'll go. But man, that next morning I woke up, my finger was so fat. So fat. I mean, like, holy cow, did I break it? Did I sprain it? So I still wanted to train. So I'm like, well, let me go ride a bike at the gym. So I went, my wife's like, just pick up a splint. Because I was asking her if she had any popsicle sticks, and I was going to tape popsicle sticks to my finger. So I went and got a splint, put it on, rode the bike for an hour, pushed about 17 miles, just with some good resistance, just so I can get some training done. Because I figured swinging my arms might be a little painful. But so I did my training, and then I think, what'd I do? Sorry, the training wasn't this day. It was 2 days after. This was Friday, where training was on Sunday. So I do that, just felt good. Show back up at the gym on Sunday in the morning, do about 45 minutes of running on the treadmill, fingers still swollen, still in the metal splint. All right. And then class starts. So I got about 45 minutes of endurance training in, and then I show up at this OCR class, and holy cow, I'm running around the gym during this class, about an hour and a half class. I don't remember how long it was. It was a good amount of time, with weighted vests, intermittently doing these loops, climbing over walls, pulling up sandbags, pulling up things, all while I have this thing on my leg, and I'm running on a treadmill with a 15-pound weight and a weighted vest. And it was a lot. So we get finished. I'm looking at my hand and going, why does the Velcro on my, on this little thing on my finger, on the little brace on my finger, why is it red? Because the actual piece of metal cut into my hand, right, during this thing. I bent the brace, I bent all of this stuff, and was able to bend it back. But I pushed myself beyond. So it was pretty neat. He as I'm going through, Clay talks about embracing the suck, which is the discomfort. And he's like, you're feeling a little pain today? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm feeling the pain today. But nonetheless, class was awesome. I'm so pumped I actually took it, because at first I'm like, I've done these types of things before. I don't need to do it again. Like, I'm not doing obstacle course racing. So needless to say, I'm getting myself signed up for a Spartan Beast with his team. And this is more just for fun, to get myself maybe back into some of this racing, because I think we're going to start to do some bigger events possibly together, since we have the same mental capacity when it comes to pushing ourselves hard, and the same mental capacity to help push other people the same way. So it's very cool. I'm glad we were able to meet. Like great minds think alike, and great minds are sometimes a little crazy, if you know what I mean. So with my injury, with my black and blue on my ass, with my finger bruised and swollen, and having to take care of patients with my middle finger up, right? I'm walking around my office with my middle finger in a splint in this brace, right? And my patients are getting a kick out of it. It's like, well, who did you give the finger to that got them pissed off? And we made fun of it. It was a little challenging to adjust the first couple days. Made my way through the whole week without really any big hiccups. Been training every single day, running, lifting, more things. But what I've been doing for recovery is super, super important. And this is where you might want to take some notes. So the first thing is getting adjusted. Making sure your central nervous system is clear and connected, right, from the brain down to your tailbone. But that brain goes, right, is connected to that spinal cord through all 24 or connected, right, through 31 pairs of nerves in between 24 moving bones. So making sure they're aligned is essential to your health. So I got adjusted 3 times this week. I think maybe even 4 actually. This week, I also jacked up my amount of chlorella that I'm taking. Chlorella is a great detoxer, a cleaner. I also had some of the blue-green algae, the spirulina as well. But I want to make sure my body's getting lots and lots and lots of these really important nutrients that you're getting from some of these plants. Just loaded up. I was having greens and beets and beetroot powder in my shakes. So my nutrition went really up, and I was mostly probably about 70% plant-based this week, this whole week, because I tend to run better. And I mean run, like physically run, but also mentally, physically, my capacity is better when I am moving more on a plant-based diet. And I know there's a lot of controversy, and I'm really starting to think about this because I've done carnivore and I felt great. I've done mostly vegan, like we'll say vegetarian, close to vegan, and felt great. Training for me was not as easy on carnivore, like the type of endurance training that I do, but training with that vegetarian / vegan model, I train better, and that's just me. I know no two people are exactly the same, so I can't say one is better than the other. I'm not the expert. We've had a lot of these experts on, and yeah, you got to find out what works best for you. But for me, for healing, doing this mostly plant-based was the way to go. I did that. I used something called Topricin, which is just a homeopathic cream which helps your body promote actually healthy inflammation, so your body can use its healing process the way it's designed to. So I just would put this on the bruising on my rear end, on my hand multiple times. I was taking turmeric from a company called doTERRA, which is an essential oil company, as well as bromelain supplement from a company called Standard Process. Those are both natural, those are plants, right? But they're natural anti-inflammatories. So I wanted to make sure my body was processing its inflammation the right way so things can clean out correctly and I can heal really well, because I don't want to be injured. Right? I don't want any long-term effects from these injuries. And what else did I do? Oh, something I did for my hand. Well, I took an Epsom salt bath like right after that injury happened. But what I did for my hand multiple times, our water in our house is from a deep, deep well. And it comes into the house at about like 49 to 53 degrees, depending on the time of year. And it's probably on the colder right now. I didn't measure the temperature, but I know we're in that range. So I would fill my sink up, stick my hand, fill my sink up, stick my hand in for about 2 minutes at a clip. And I would do this intermittently throughout the day when I was home. So just to let my body get, not necessarily to reduce, not like putting ice on. I didn't want to have that kind of effect. But I was thinking of more of that Wim Hof effect, where you bring a lot of vascularity. Your body starts to build more capillaries so it can heal faster. And as a chiropractor that uses your hands, or I use my hands, right? I want to make sure my hands heal fast. I want to make sure everything heals fast and the way it should. So if nature can help me do that by cold water, I'm in, right? And it's uncomfortable too, so doing things that are uncomfortable make you better anyway. So it's been a pretty wild week. My training has been good. Been patients, and the patients are awesome. You know, they make me happy when they're there, and they get to make fun of me a little bit with my hand being in that splint, and they were completely amazed. Day one, so Monday was the third day after my injury, my hand was swollen as, oh my God, terrible. So the patients just saw me on Monday like, oh my goodness. By Wednesday in the week, it was probably the swelling was about 80 to 90% down. They said, what? How did you do that? Like, what's going on? And it's really the power and the capacity of the human body when it's functioning at very, very high levels. It can heal the way it's designed to, right? We're so used to numbing ourselves with chemicals and we're eating garbage foods that we don't heal the right way. So here's to a healthy lifestyle, right? Unleashing human potential. And by Friday, which is the recording date of this right now, man, I can do like full fists, right? It's a little tight, a little stiff in there. I'm not going to push it beyond, but I'm able to hold weights. I'm able to do things, drive the whole 9 yards. So your body is really amazing, and I want you to understand that because it's very, very, very powerful. And to finish off this week, been doing a meditation challenge. I've been using my Muse headband. So for those of you that remember Ariel Garten, who we interviewed in the past, who is the creator of the Muse platform, right? The Muse device and brain sensing, was it EEG headband. We're having her on again. I'm pumped. But I've been doing this daily, and I'm doing one on happiness, some meditation, some guided meditations, and I've done some of my own meditations. I prefer some of the silent stuff, but I also prefer, if I'm going to do guided, my favorite is Dr. Joe Dispenza. By far, one of my favorite guided meditations. So nonetheless, been doing that, and I know that probably has a lot to do with my healing. Feel absolutely phenomenal. So I want to make sure if you guys are liking what you're hearing and you want to hear more stories, you want to hear more real life scenarios, let me know. Share something, leave a comment. Let us know you like the episode. Share it on iTunes. Share it with a friend. And I appreciate it. Our audience appreciates it, because right now I think we are in over 57 different countries. So thank you for those of you who are listening from around the world. And if you're finding this value in these conversations that we're having with just me and myself and I, but also all of our guests, share it with a friend. And share your favorites. Let me know what some of your favorite episodes are as well. So again, Dr. Josh Hand, I'm out. Have a fantastic day, evening, or night from wherever and whenever you're watching and or listening to this. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.